Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Alpha Traders. Here we are with another episode of Crypto and Clown World on Tuesday, March 22nd. We are actually on the Wednesday trading day already, though, coming to you live. Let's take a look at what BTC did yesterday. Coming into the day, tight price action volatility range, $30. What does that tell us, Alpha Traders? That tells us that BTC's data set is going to trend. Now, that trend could be the top side, the downside, or a compilation of both of that. Did we get it? We sure did. Majority of the trend, though, was to the top side. BTC moved from about 40.9 to the top up here, about 43.3. Pretty powerful move. Then pulled back. Where did it find support at? Right at the top side of the monthly price action volatility range, right? So this blue cross line up here for standard deviation normal distribution. The first pump, where did it get rejected from? That is the weekly. That's the first resistance level of the weekly price action volatility range. Rejected from there, came down to the top of the monthly, pumped back up, it made its way back up to that R1 again, kind of went sideways. And there's a reason for this, especially on the 15-minute chart. And I just got done showing some people that this move on a 15-minute projection got outside of a 99.9999% range on a Laplace distribution. That is not sustainable. This is the result. Right? This is the result. As this moves out through the projection, it's going to bring price action back down into that distribution. And it did. It got back down inside the 99.7, but did stay above the 99.5 or 95.4%. And that's how the day ended. Now we're in a new day, right? So let's see what we got going on. A little bit bigger of a daily price action volatility range, still only about $120. Could be another day of trending. So which way? Is this thing going to trend to the top side? Is it going to trend to the downside? Right now, where BTC's data set is, all the volatility is below BTC's data set. All right. You've got the weekly and the monthly. It is above. It closed the day above the top side of the monthly price action volatility range. The ball is in the bull's court to take this data set and run it to the top side going towards the end of the month. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised I mean, this thing could go, let's see, there's the weekly R1. Here's the weekly R2 at about 45.2. The weekly R3 is up here at about 48K. So I can confidently say right now, if BTC does go on a run the rest of this week, probably not going to cap out and top 48K. That's just the way it goes. Let's see what range that monthly is right there. I think that's the R2. Yeah, so that's the monthly R2 way, or no, it's not. It's the R1. My bad. So not only do you have the weekly R3, you got the monthly R1. So this is going to be a lot of resistance this week and going into the end of the month. And that's actually a third standard deviation on the daily, I believe. Yep. 3SD move. So right now, BTC is testing the daily price action volatility range. We're going to have to see how that plays out. Let's go over onto the main trading chart here. Get off the weekly. Let's go to the 4-hour. So right now on the 4-hour, are we setting up any divergence? Yes, we are. What kind of divergence? Here's a low on the returns oscillator, trying to set another lower low. The returns oscillator is down by the second standard deviation band as we speak. That's a good place to run it back to the top side. If that does happen, low, that if price action creates a lower low here, we're looking at hidden bull divergence. That's a continuation divergence of this move that already happened. That could literally, if that bull div plays out, we could see today's price action probably at least up here at the 1SD, 44.3. Another couple $1,000 move, wreck some more shorts. Speaking of shorts and longs, let's see. Yeah, big, wow, big gap in those suckers, man. 42,300 long. Or wait a minute, 44,800 BTCs long, 1,000 shorted. That's just on Bitfinex. It's a lot bigger than that across all the exchanges. I like to just use that as a gauge. Let's get back over here. See, I do like that, especially the log return Z-score. Had an outlier to the downside. Usually when that happens, the log return Z-score is going to make its way back up to the top side. Historical volatility Z-score is turning down, negatively correlated. That's good for price action to the top side. Contracting volatility, heading into negative correlation. That is a good sign. This, I'll tell you what, the volatility comes in here, you'll see this entropy drop back into trend, and we'll get a bright blue candle here. Same with entropy percentile. It is contracting. This needs to stay negatively, heading into negative correlation for this move to work out. But you can see, look at the reverse wave trend, how it supported price action here, this down move before we get this pump. I mean, look at the wicks, right to it. Powerful little alpha trading tool there. See the BTC 90 minute. We're going to go through BTC real quick, then we're going to jump over to SPY. I mean, you can see on the 90 minute, it is having an outlier to the downside. Got a wick right up to where the 9 length variance log moving average. All right, so is what's going to happen here. There is bull div though. There's bull div on the returns oscillator in between returns and price action. Gonna have to keep a look at the variance on the 90 minute, but right how I work my workflow, I'm gonna look at the 4-hour, the 90 minute, and the 45 and try to get a good idea where I want to allocate all my capital to today. From what I'm seeing, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see these outliers on the 45 and 90 totally flip the script. Stay having an outlier, but flip positively correlated. Let's see here. Is there any div on the 45? Now it's on the 90 minute, 4-hour setting up the hidden bull. 90 minutes got bull. Contracting percentile on the 45, negatively correlated. That is good. But I'll tell you what, though. The volatility percentile, if it keeps contracting, that is good, but it's getting a totally different read on the historical volatility Z-score. It's heading into positive correlation, all right? Heading up positively correlated, coming down. That's going to send price action down. Kind of a mixed bag here on the 45. But I do like this. When you have that outlier and it busts down in here to these lower confidence intervals, usually that thing is going to turn around big time. Okay, let's see here. Let's drop to the 15 minute. See if we can get a nice little quick local read. Is there any div? Yes, there is. Hidden bear. Where do I see hidden bear? Because you got right here. Let's see. Blow that back up. Yeah, high, lower high. So high, lower high, high, higher high, right? Coming back down. And where are, God, is that a couple of them? No, it's the 99 length, 42.67. 42,067. Tell you what, it's literally right around down in here in the bottom side of the daily price action volatility range. That would not surprise me at all to have that hidden bear play out to the downside. And it's more than one stab, right? You got this high, higher high, higher high, high, lower high, lower high. That's usually going to play out on the 15-minute, at least $300. And hello, it's right where I was just marking out. $300 would be right down to it, right down to that 99 length. Log return Z scores heading down. Volatility, though. Volatility is expanding, positively correlated. You look at the entropy on the 15, man, this thing is just rumbling right now. Nothing exciting happening. You can see the last trend on the 15, pretty powerful. That was the majority of that move. What was it? 3K? 40.9? 43.4? Yeah, it was like what, $2,400 move. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We all know, right? Boom, there's a couple outliers. Bam, bam, then the outlier to the downside. 3 really nice trades right there if you're trading low time frame volatility. So, yeah, that's good on BTC. BTC is doing its thing. Look at the 15-minute. Look at the deviation bands, right? We got our freaking BTC space squid here. This baby is ready to do what you're seeing right here. When these deviation bands start squeezing price action, you're usually going to get a pretty big move. To be honest, yeah, I think this thing's coming down. Where was that, 42? Yeah, look down here. Second SD bands are at about 42.35. So there's a lot of confluence there on the 15-minute for that baby to come down to this area right in here. Get a wick down below the bottom of the daily price action volatility range and the top of the monthly price action volatility range. So where would be a good area to look for standard deviation, normal distribution on this first 4-hour candle? It's it right there, 42,041. Be a good area. Be a good area indeed. No, I don't want to leave. Thank you very much. Let's go over to SPY. And I checked, and I will show you real quick. So get another chart up. Let's see here. I just want to show you the correlation between SPY and Bitcoin. Let's get our old alpha trading Pearson correlation up here, shall we? There we go. Hop into the settings. Let's correlate BTC, right? I've got BTC up. That's BTC's data set that is up. BTC perps on FTX. Source 2, default current symbol input. No, we want SPY. We want the S&P, don't we? And there's, whoops. Ding. S&P 500 trust. And that's on the 15. We don't want the 15. We want the daily. Heading into positive correlation. Big time. Go up on a 2-day. Significantly positively correlated with SPY. 3-day. Significantly positively correlated with SPY. Weekly. Positively correlated with SPY. BTC and SPY are going to run together. Same with NASDAQ. And you can see all these moves, like right here, right? SPY was heading up, BTC was heading up. This is a great tool, alpha traders. I know you know this. Correlate your assets, especially if you're trading low time frame volatility in crypto. Find out on low time frames what is correlated, right? What other assets are correlated with Bitcoin? You know, it's hard enough trading low time volatility for one asset, so work your way up. But this is where like multiple monitors comes into play, right? I will literally have all 6 monitors. First, I'll have my 3 charts on 3 monitors. Then I'll have my trading app or my exchange up on 2 different monitors, 2 different assets. I mean, it's a lot of fumbling around and pushing buttons and doing things, but once you learn to be efficient at it, you can trade multiple assets at the same time, get the same result if they are correlated. So now we're on SPY. So I talked about SPY yesterday. Look what SPY did yesterday, right? All day yesterday, it bounced in between the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. It was a ranging day. Why? Well, because you had a wide price action volatility range. That's telling you right there, it's going to be a tight range today. And I told everybody in yesterday's stream that the new daily was going to be right around in this area, and it's going to be a tight range, and SPY is going to trend. And I told everybody it's going to trend to the top side. I said pre-market's probably going to open up above the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Hello? Look where pre-market opened up. Bam. And that's just learning how to read this chart, learning how to read the volatility, right? Knowing what's happening. Kind of got stifled here by the daily S2. Closed like right below it. But here's the good thing for SPY. So now we're going to have a new daily. These things are ramping up every day. SPYs, and you literally have SPYs weekly above the monthly, dailies above both of those. This thing is primed, just like Bitcoin, to make a run. To make a run to the top side. And now I'm looking at this. The new daily is probably going to be... The top sides are going to be about 448. Probably look for maybe a quick pullback. Maybe a quick pullback. To be honest, I wasn't up for pre-market to see, but I would imagine this daily probably it did get tested. It did get tested, I'm sure. I bet pre-market price action dipped first, but then by the time the market's open, boop, opened up right above. If it did know, I mean, this thing could drop $5 tomorrow and then rip to the top side. I just really think by the end of the week, SPY is probably going to be at least at its R1 on the weekly right here, 454. If it really wants to move and make a move up on the monthly, it could be at the monthly R1 by the end of this week, 459. And then the last 4 days coming into next week, going into the end of the month, this thing could really start to rip and get up into this range, right? The monthly is at the S2, I believe so, at 482, new all-time highs. Let's take a peek. If not, going into the second quarter of this year, BTC and SPY could both rip big time. And I'm talking new all-time highs for both of them, for SPY and Bitcoin. People are like, but Bilbo, Bitcoin's only at 42, 43K. I'm like, yeah. Watch it. I mean, maybe you haven't watched Bitcoin enough to understand how that asset can just melt your face off in like a day. You can have $10,000, $15,000 in price action in a day. Just a rocket ship daily candle. I'm feeling it coming. Why am I saying that? I'll show you why. On the dollar, I am. Let's go to the weekly. I just talked about it. Weekly volatility is low. All right? Weekly volatility is low. So we know what happens there. The variance on the weekly for BTC turning up, positively correlated. Log return Z-score bouncing off the lower confidence intervals. Didn't have an outlier, but we didn't have a big dump, right? And it found support on the reverse fissure. If BTC can close a weekly candle above this reverse wave trend that just so happens to be on the weekly, if this weekly candle can close above its 1SD like it did last week, do it again, not only is BTC going to close above its reverse wave trend on the weekly, it's going to close above for the first time in over 2 months. It's going to close above the mean of the projection from the 41K low. So let's all let's all wait and see how that pans out. It's going to be really interesting. Real interesting indeed. So yeah, same with the 2-day. Having trouble with that reverse wave trend. Right, we got up above it. Right, we got up above it, but it's pulled back up inside. And this baby closes tomorrow, or the trading day we're actually on right now. It's going to close. We're going to get a new 2-day candle at the close of this new daily candle. Let's see about the 3-day. 3-day looks good. The reverse wave trend's a little higher at about 44K. Yeah, that's a 1SD move today. Right in this area up here. I'd be a bit surprised if we see that happen. Especially, I mean, we just literally, wicked right to the top of the range. Right to it. people say, well, God, Bilbo, you got lots of crazy lines on your chart. Yeah, and there's a reason. Because they all mean something, and it's all important. Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. Once I get this little shout out and ask a few more questions in the Discord. Jeff, you're on YouTube and you're watching these vids for the first time. We are alpha trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics, and we love to teach people to do the same. The link to our Discord is in the description of all of our videos. Come into the Discord. Check out the shop channel. There's 2 different levels of the Discord to get you access to the alpha trading system. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what's on your mind. We're a friendly crew. We'll answer any questions you have. And with all that being said, wherever you live at on this big and beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.